This is my ghetto interview with
Hey, I'm Darryl Barnes.
and Darryl Lawrence
Barnes.
Barnes. I'm sorry, I'm hard of
It's
hearing.
okay.
Darryl Barnes was affiliated with the Black Panthers and also had jobs in our government system. And he's telling me the story, and I wanted to be able to share it so that I could post it on YouTube as we discuss seeing different America in the future, including separate Black communities, separate Latino communities, and our own separate democracies and our own money. So here we have this beautiful man tell us some stories. And he was telling.
I was telling one short story, but anyway, as kids here in Middletown, we're members of the Black Panther youth. We passed out newspapers and all this stuff there. Not to mention, my grandfather was an avid Martin Luther King follower. He actually has marched with King.
Nice.
So my grandfather was one of the linchpins of the 50s and 60s, I would say, here in this town, as far as the Black community is. It's a little bit different then. My grandfather had a third grade education, so he was big on education. He had a whole set of Britannica.
And what do you think about the American school system, the way they treat Black and Latinos peoples with their education?
I think that's more brainwashing. Everything that's taught in school is taught from their perspective. We have no say in any of this. Many of the things that we grow up to come to accept are because of the early readings that we had with Dick and Jane and Sally and the dog named Spot, and, no black kids.
Right. Okay, so now we're talking about what I call white privilege delusionality. Where
I call it systematic brainwashing.
Well, I teach homeland invasions, the state we live in, as people that were either created. My race is a created race, the Puerto Rican race. The Puerto Rican race has been created for like 500 years. Before then, we would have been called just Tainos from the Antilles.
Yes, those were the originals.
So we're no longer original. We're recreated what we are now, and we don't have a conversation about that, which is indigenous erasure of the Antilles, just like indigenous erasure here.
Well, they don't talk about it, and the Panther Party at that time didn't talk about it. Yes, you're created, but to me that's evolution.
Part of evolution was
creating new forms of life, not life forms, but forms of life.
Well,
to survive in the...
It wasn't about survival. It was more like rape culture.
Yeah, but then you became a people who were strong.
Right.
And stuck together. There is through evolution, the dinosaurs had to die so other animals
I don't
could
believe
live.
in dinosaurs. I think they lied.
They may have, but just for the point of
just
this
like
discussion.
The moon.
But just
like the moon landing.
But just
we are with liars. We are with liars and deceivers.
But just for the point of this conversation, we're going to say that that's a fact.
Yeah, what's a fact? That there was dinosaurs?
Yeah, there were dinosaurs.
I rebut that.
Nah,
I object.
So I can't use that just for the sake of the conversation.
Nope, I object to dinosaurs being real.
Well, okay, so there were mammals and amphibious animals
that's also the brainwashed teaching they gave us in their schools, though.
This is what we're talking about.
Okay, so we don't want to. How do we move forward to a better education system, moving away from white American fairy tales?
We have to figure out what our own history is. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing now. See, this is.
So,
me.
What do you know about your own history?
All right, now we've gone from what I was going to talk about to what do I know? Oh, so my own history. My mother, my father's mother is Cherokee Indian.
Sweet.
All right, out of North Carolina.
So there was black people here in the United States, and they're also hiding that fact.
I wouldn't have said that like that, but the way the documentation was set up back then, yeah, they hid the fact that you had any black mixed heritage. Their rule was 1% black blood makes you black.
I know I'm black here in the United States.
Yeah.
When I get arrested, they put me as B, black. Unless they're saying bitch.
Remember, you're supposed to be posting this.
I am. I do. I say bad words. I say bad words.
Okay, well,
I am gonna post it. I'll let you know.
No, I'm cool with that. Then it's just I need to know the ground rules.
So your experience when Black Panthers and this government was around, give me an example of how different it is when we're talking about racial inequality in the United States when you grew up, seeing Black Panther and your parents involved versus now.
It's no different.
It's no difference. No difference!
The only difference is that they subtly changed their pressure points from here to here. Right?
Give me an example.
They got rid of redlining.
They're saying they got rid of redlining. They say
they
that, but they won't. They won't give Black and Latinos no high mortgage.
They got rid of the red zoning practices, but
that's what they
the
say.
mindset is still the same.
Yeah. So they'll take away the verbiage and the words from their businesses, but the behavior's still there.
The behavior's there. They just modify the angle at which they're pressuring.
So instead of saying the truth and be like, well, Darryl, we're not going to give you this. You're black.
Yeah.
You're not our people. Well, they'll say, hey, Darryl, instead of a 700, you have a 699 credit. So no, you can't get it. That's what they'll do. So they redline different. But it's still redlining.
There you go. You understood what I was saying.
I absolutely understand. Okay. I'm black. Harder for black people to accept that I'm black because I'm white.
Well, my grandparents on my mother's side of the family, Cherokee and Blackfoot. Now, technically, I am Cherokee. Yeah, like 85, 90, something like that. We all got tested with.
I met a black something Indian woman here. Black. Wool hair. Beautiful wool hair. So
you look at my grandmother.
When we are learning in the United States that the whites bought the blacks, they're lying. The reason that the whites use the example that they bought the blacks is for them blacks won't claim land rights. While you do have a population of black people in the United States claiming that they were here before the English colonizers decided to war with the British, there was also the Spanish people here, many Indian nations, and the black Cherokee peoples are from here. I wanted to state that because they're making it seem like black people ain't from here, so they won't give black people their rights to land.
The migration patterns for human beings and whatnot, and with what we think the world looked like at the time of this kind of a great expanse, and we believe that, scientists believe that the world changed shapes. There was some, like a giant earthquake or something that made it change shapes.
Yeah, white people full of shit.
Well,
they just want to sound smarter.
Well, we can only go by, for this conversation, what we actually have. I can create all kinds of scenarios, but you wanted to know about my experience.
Yeah, so give me one experience when you're talking about Black Panthers and the era.
So with the Black Panthers and whatnot for Europe, it was like seeing Jim Brown and all those guys up on the screen on Sunday and whatnot. Black movies. We never had anything like that before. The black exploitation, but still.
Right, because they redline and gatekeep television too.
Right, we were watching this.
They still do that.
So our feelings were kind of like, this is something to be proud of. We got some black people in some movies. Fine. We didn't really care about the other stuff at the time. We were kids, but that was great for us. It
So
was a moving moment.
that's
But no,
agreeing with progression that the whites allow the Latinos and black people.
that's how they do this. But now you're asking our
Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
We were just as proud of the Black Panther Party because they educated us.
Yes, amen.
They educated us at a time where we had so much information coming from so many different angles, or should I say origins and whatnot, who were all trying to expose what our democracy
I call it demonocracy.
was. All right, they want everybody to be a democratic country and all this right here, but you see what goes on in the Democratic. They give you the right to vote, then we'll give you an electoral college over here. All right, so that just doesn't matter. Now it doesn't matter if the population vote puts you in. You got these stupid electorals taught you have to have these in order to get in, so the guy with the popular vote can lose, as did I think the last president.
Well, they did something to overturn people running for presidents, but that was also part of white privilege duality that we live by these conquerors.
So yes, and because of just what you're saying, we had the Nation of Islam, right? Mm-hmm. We had Malcolm doing his thing before and after Mecca, right? Mm-hmm. Where he actually tied in with Martin Luther, but still believed in self-defense, where the Black Panther Party would have been our militia.
Right.
Right. They would have been the enforcers of what Malcolm was saying the communities needed to do.
How do you feel about black on black crime?
There's no such thing as black on black crime. There's crime.
Well, okay, I'm gonna repeat that.
Do you hear anybody saying white on white crime?
I don't care about that.
No, but I'm
having
just saying,
a conversation with you. What do you think about black and black crime?
Like I said, you mean black people committing crimes against people?
No, black people against black people,
yeah.
Just like Puerto Ricans committing crimes against Puerto Rican people in Puerto Rico. So what do you think about black and black crime? Because I want to finish this interview.
I would love to see it go away. There was a time when I was young where this was almost non-existent.
So one of the problems in me teaching homeland invasion, which I teach every day, is that our own people betray our own people. And unfortunately, Malcolm X and Black Panther diaspora people were murdered by our own people, selling our own people out. So in order to be able to divide and have our own nations and thrive, we have to be able to separate from the white nations, and we also be able to deal with the problems we have in our own communities when it comes to gun violence that they have provided for our kids, and nobody else will. All right, thank you so much. And this was an interview here in Middletown with Darryl. Black Panther affiliation. What year?
That was back late 60s, early 70s.
All right. We're Generation X people. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas from us.